So now here, last week we have the 6 examples, which is goes with the root text. So 6 examples are changing the inferior to the supreme, being difficult to find and very precious. And number 3 example is giving unending result and continually increasing. And number 4 is being able to protect one from some great fear. And number 5 is smashing bad deeds without any difficulty at all. And number 6 is being described as a beneficial in the sutra. So this is the 6 examples. And now root text here. So we finished the changing the inferior to the supreme. This is last week. And also a second example is being difficult to find and very precious. We also finished that one. And now the third example is giving unending result and continually increasing. So here is the two texts. All others virtues like plantain trees, who after bearing fruit they simply perish. Yet the perennial tree of the awakening mind unceasing bears fruit and thereby flourish without end. So this is the root text, right? Now here is the commentary by the Geshe La Ngawang Gedun. Because if we practice the bodhicitta, so we have understanding of bodhicitta, and we have discussion about this definition of bodhicitta, what is the quality of bodhicitta, what is the characteristic of bodhicitta, what is the purpose of bodhicitta, and it is worthwhile to practice bodhicitta. Practicing bodhicitta is more a right thing to do for those who hope to see their good deeds never die, but increase ever further. This is because other good deeds, meaning those who are not imbued by the this wish or the bodhicitta mind, are like the plantain tree. They give these fruits, and once they have done so, it is always the case what their ability to produce for further fruit dies away. So it's just like without, if you create good karma, and if you accumulate good karma, without motivated by this altruistic and bodhicitta mind, is just like plantain tree. You see the banana tree, so it will give one fruit and then dry. So if your good merit or good deeds are mixed with this bodhicitta mind, it is just like magic tree, giving more and more fruit and never ending the fruit. So similarly here, always the wish for enlightened, though is an evergreen, it is like wish-giving tree. In that it never dies by giving it fruit, but rather ever increase higher and higher. It is said in the Sutra of Buddha, Buddha taught by the inexhaustible understanding of the Buddha, explained in this sutra. A drop of water, when you put drop of water, fall into the great sea, never disappear, even in the period of aeons of the millions of years. Virtues which have been dedicated to the enlightenment are just the same. They never disappear before the state of perfect enlightenment is achieved. So it means that whenever we do something, right, we have two activities: beginning motivation and the end dedication. So motivation and dedication, two activities. Beginning motivated, you have good purpose, motivated by this Bodhisattva mind. So you will already save this good merit. It will never lost. Just like you put drop of water in the ocean, it will exist until ocean exists. It will, so your small good merit will exist until you achieve your enlightenment in the future, isn't it? So this is the commentary. Now, next example is being able to protect one from some great fear, isn't it? So this is the example. Now, this is the root text. Like entrusting myself to a brave man who greatly afraid, by entrusting myself to this awakening mind, I shall be swiftly liberated. Even I have committed extremely unbearable wrongs. Why then do the conscientious not devote themselves to this? This is the root text. Now, commentary. This is by the Geshe La Ngawang Gedun. Because with further reason, we need to develop and increase this Bodhisattva mind. Because reason why would these who live with care, meaning who have all gladly take it upon themselves to master the way of relating to the practice of this Bodhisattva mind, not relying upon this very wish in this Bodhisattva mind, it will be right for them to do so for the following reason. A person may have committed deeds that are dreadful in the extreme way, like for example, like which is you may have committed huge amount of negative karma, or extreme negative karma is kind of like killing father, killing mother, criticizing these holy beings and things like that. May have done things to do, heard the three jewels, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, or else committed one of the immediate deeds or the something similar, and yet they can be freed from the fear of the lower realm in an instant of they rely on this wish for enlightenment. This is because it is like relying on a warrior or to save oneself from some horrible fear that might meet when while traveling along the some road. So this is the this is the one. Now we have come here last week. We finished. Remember, cultivating this equanimity. Because the equanimity, if we have very good foundation of equanimity, then if your equanimity is good, then you develop very good foundation for your positive attitude. Because equanimity removes from the hatred and anger and attachment, making like smooth the field. So your field is very rough, So it means our mind is very rough because we go to extreme sometimes. Sometimes So mind is not kind of like very rough field. So we need clean this rough field and make smooth. So equanimity is kind of like making your mind more gentle and building very good foundation of the virtuous attitude, even equanimity. So when you, for example, like when you think you have good understanding and realization of equanimity, then you are ready to plant the seed, isn't it? Seed. So for example, an ordinary seed, we need water, isn't it? Seed. Because without water, cannot grow the seed. So similarly, so equanimity is good, then you are ready to plant the seed of compassion, isn't it? Seed of compassion. So when you plant the seed of compassion, you need moisture, moisture, which is affectionate love, which is just like, when you plant ordinary seed, so you need field and you make soil smooth, and then you plant the seed, and then you moisture or fertilizing, and then you will grow your ordinary fruit. So similarly, mind is exactly, internal quality is exactly same like that, isn't it? So first we need very good foundation, which is equanimity. So it means you make your mind more smooth, and then you plant the seed of compassion. When you plant the seed of compassion, then you moisten this seed with affectionate love. Okay. So now here affectionate love is affectionate love. So affectionate love comes from, now affectionate love you need training coming from three causes, remember? Three causes, which is, remember? Cultivating and recognizing all that beings are your mothers, right? Number one cause. Number two is cultivating a remembrance of their kindness. And number three is cultivating the wish to repay your mother's kindness. So this is ordinary level, isn't it? Ordinary level. We all know when you love your mom, then you want to repay kindness of your mom, right? And then you want to remember the kindness of your mom. This is, we all experience, right? If you hate your mom, then no repaying kindness, no remembering kindness. Isn't it? This is just ordinary, it makes sense, isn't it? So that means this is very complicated teaching, it's not easy. so it's not easy, so recognizing all beings are moms, it means like, how can we recognize all beings are mom, isn't it? Because sometimes people do not remember they are this present life mom, isn't it? Some people forgot. They can't remember their mother in this lifetime, isn't it? Because we have only one mother in this lifetime, isn't it? So what if people have, what happened when we dies, right? When we dies, where our mind should go, When we dies, when we are cremated, if our mind is cremated, or what? There are so many questions coming, isn't it, arising. So what happened is, from the Buddhist perspective, isn't it? So continuation of life is continuation of consciousness. Buddhist perspective. Continuation of life is continuation of consciousness. Because from Buddhist perspective, we believe that impure mind, for example, like ignorance, the impure mind depends on the condition, certain level of condition. So impure mind can be beginningless, but we can end this impure mind because it depends on causes and conditions, right? So therefore, continuation of life from Buddhist perspective means continuation of consciousness, continuation of the mind, isn't it? Continuation of the mind can prove continuation of the next life, isn't it? So now, before we start recognizing all beings mother, we need to prove past life and future life, isn't it? So past life and future life. So this proof is not like something. It is, we call this proof is hidden phenomena, not manifesting to our daily gross eye consciousness, something like that. But this proof should be, proof is hidden phenomena, therefore we need use reason, logic. Logic is called the inferential. We are prove the way of preceding similar type, isn't it? So he used in his text, this is logic text, isn't it? This is very good, maybe it makes sense for us, I'm not sure for the Western people, because in our culture, no problem, because our culture is different culture, Our culture, like, everyone is saying, past karma, something bad happened, karma, Even little children, something else, karma, Always something in, even little baby, say, my karma. If something bad happened to you, karma, karma, like that. So very easy, but very difficult maybe in Western culture. So, but his number one proof is very good. He used infant baby, like baby born, infant baby. So he used when taking rebirth, this little baby, infant baby born, right? Respiration, sense faculties, and the mind do not develop only from the body, without depending upon their own similar type. Because if they did, extremely absurd consequence would occur. So this is number one, that prove the way of preceding similar type, isn't it? So he's talking about when baby born, right? New baby born. So baby. So one parent, three baby, three children. May I give example, So Dharmakirti is saying when baby born, these three baby have different mental attitude. Maybe maybe one boy or two girls or two boys, doesn't matter, whatever, So when one family has three different children, and all these children have different mental attitude, right? So he's talking about his children, mind is given by parent, then all, if the children mind is given by parent, then he's saying that very smart parent may have very dumb children, So very dumb parent may have very smart children. So why should not giving same, three children, but all these three children have different mental attitude. So he's saying this, the children's body is given by the parent, but mind is not given by the parent. Because if the mind is given by the parent, then these three children must have same mental attitude, but different, So different mental attitude, One children may have very smart, one is not that smart. But parent want to give, But it's very clear indication that baby body is given by the parent, but mind is not given by the parent. If the mind is not given by the parent, where does baby mind come from? So then the question arises, right? Who given the mind, The baby mind coming from not given by the parent, then baby mind is continuation, right? Because remember, we prove future life because continuation of the mind, isn't it? So continuation of the mind means the continuation of the mind. So what is the substantial cause of the mind? What the substantial cause of mind, isn't it? Substantial cause of mind should be similar to the mind, isn't it? Material is not substantial cause of the mind because they are not different nature, isn't it? So the baby mind is not given by the parent, then baby mind coming from where, So then the question is, who give the baby mind, Same parent, three different children, different mental attitude, but different mind. So this is clear indication that he is talking about baby mind is coming from the previous, so previous, previous life. So that's the first. Is when taking rebirth, expressions, sense faculties, and mind do not develop from only the body. Whatever, depending upon their own similar type, because if they did extremely execute, consequent will occur. There's contradiction coming, isn't it? If baby mind is given by parent, then we have lots of questions. Three baby, why these three baby with different mental attitude? Why parents smart? There's sometimes baby dumb, why? Some very dumb parent but very smart parent, why? Why not? Parent want to give everything to the baby here. But this is clear indication baby body is given by the parent, but mind is not given by the parent, isn't it? So if mind is not given by the parent, it's coming from the previous mind, isn't it? So this is one. So when consider about life reasoning, so he used the statement like that: mind of newborn infant, it is preceded coming from the prior mind because it is mind. For example, like present mind. So this newborn baby mind coming from statement is newborn. Statement is the mind of the newborn infant, which is subject, and then he proved it is preceded by prior mind. Then he used the reason because it is mind. If it is mind, it comes from the previous mind. Because today you come from today your mind, isn't it? We say today I'm happy because today your mind come from yesterday your mind. Right now your mind will carry to tomorrow mind, isn't it? Go like that, continuation. The continuation of mind is like stream of water, isn't it? Continue. So this is number one, that what proved by the way of preceding similar type, isn't it? Number two is proved by the way of substantial cause. Now he said, it is proven because that which is not consciousness, it is not the substantial cause of consciousness. Right, this is proven. So it is very clear what is the nature of mind, isn't it? What is the nature of consciousness? What is the nature of material object? So the substantial cause of consciousness must be similar to the mind. Material cannot become the substantial cause of consciousness. Substantial, similar type, isn't it? Similar type means same nature, same nature. So that means it is proven because that which is not consciousness, it is not the substantial cause of consciousness. So, right. Our body, what is the substantial cause of our body? Consciousness is not the substantial cause of our body, isn't it? What is the substantial cause of your body? Your parent give you body, right? Sperm and egg together. And then mind enters. Depend on last night consciousness. Right now your consciousness will depend on next tomorrow morning consciousness. So link like that, isn't it? So that number third proof is proof by way of preceding prior habituation. So this is said in his text. It is clear seen that attachment and so forth come about through habituation. For they are not one's sheer imagination, and it would be contradictory that they develop from no cause. So it's very clear, isn't it? So it is very clear all our negative emotions like attachment, anger, jealousy coming from habituation, habit. So when you get angry, then you plant the seed of anger. So that seed is just like that seed fertilized with conditions, then another anger arises, right? If you get 10 anger per day, 10 seed plant. 10 seed plant. If you per day, if you angry 10 times, then you planted 10 seeds of anger. So that seed fertilized or depends on causes and condition, anger arises, isn't it? So all this anger, whatever we have, some people have very strong anger, some people have strong attachment, jealousy, depends on the habituation. Habituation means we plant the seed and we carry this seed in the mind, isn't it? So this will prove past life, isn't it? So that means when we see some baby, when they are born, very compassionate baby, Some baby born with very aggressive, Why is this? Because of habituation. Must be past life carry this habituation, and when new baby born, then aggressive baby, New baby born, very gentle baby, isn't it? So we can prove this habituation that is the proof of the past and future life. And next is this one. Number 4 proof is proof by way of past experience. So past experience. So that means people who remember past life, isn't it? Some people remember their past life. So some baby, I remember in South India, one little girl, maybe when I met her, she was maybe 10 years old, and her past life is old man, old man, but who used to drink a lot of beer, and had cow and 2 daughters. And I met her, and then when she was born, maybe 1-2 years, she told, my house is there, in the camp. We have a different settlement, we have first, it's called 10 camp, but she was born in the 2nd camp, But she pointed out, my house is there, my house is pointing out her past house. And she says, I like drinking beer, And then they took her to this previous house. The previous, she had the cow, cow, and cow, we put the cow house, shed. They destroyed the, cow and plant the vegetable. And she told, where's my cow house, cow house. And where's my cow, And she remember her daughter, this, my daughter getting older, and she said, you getting older, gray hair now. So she remember very clearly, So this is like experience, people who have, some people when they meditate, right, and become more clear mind, and then they remember their past life, isn't it? Like this little girl, and many good examples, like in India. So when we use this kind of logic, isn't it, then we will prove continuation of the mind, then there's continuation of the life, isn't it? So now in order to develop this affectionate love, we need to develop this 3, isn't it? Recognizing all beings a mother, isn't it? So mother means, now what happened is very difficult, very complicated meditation, isn't it? But easy sounds very easy, but very difficult, First you have to this lifetime mother, and then extend to your friend, then your enemy, and then goes to all beings, right? This is far more difficult, isn't it? So because far more difficult, great master, Lama Tsongkhapa said, because we have strong habituation about this negative self-judging attitude, and we discriminate others and me, that's not equal, even our mind. All these are based on ignorance. Ignorance, because this old mind, we have to change this mind. So what we have to change this mind on the basis of the reality. Right? On the basis of the reality is true, right? On the seeing on the basis of ignorance is not true, right? It's not true. So it's half true, maybe half not true. So this old mind, then this habituation of this old mind, we need to change to the reality mind. When you're looking from the reality mind, then you build very grounded, solid support by this wisdom and compassion. Remember you first you make this feel very smooth, then you plant the seed of compassion, and then you fertilize with affectionate love, then it will grow bodhicitta mind and mind apart. Similarly, so what happens is, if we change this, old negative mind, isn't it, which is basis on the ignorance, now we will change this to the reality mind, isn't it? Looking upon the reality is, when we see, it will be very true. Reality is kind of like analytical meditation. Through analyze, you find the object. You're analyzing and looking from the reality is through meditation, isn't it? So that first, in order to develop the affectionate love, you have to meditate on this your present mom, isn't it? Do you remember your present mom? I can't remember my mom's name. Then you visualize your mom, and then think about how she sacrificed mentally and physically, Physically, how much she suffered. Mentally, how much she. If you love your mom, then this affectionate will grow automatically, isn't it? So this is the number one that we are talking about. How to meditate on recognizing all beings a mom, isn't it? Being the mom. So what we need is, we have to prove the future life. Because continuation of the mind will prove the future life. Continuation of the mind means we are beginningless ignorance, but we will end the ignorance. Because it is impure mind, then we will clean this mind, just like clean the water, like water nature. Why babies are different mental attitude. Question. Why not these three babies are not same mental attitude, same parent, but different mental attitude? So the question arises: baby mind given by the parent. If you say yes, then contradiction. Some smart parent but dumb baby. That's very contradiction, isn't it? If you said baby mind is given by parent, then why not, this smart parent give smart baby, some smart parent but very dumb baby? Question arises. So if the baby mind is not given by the parent, then who give the baby mind? Question arises. Where does baby mind come from? Then this question arises. It comes from the previous mind, isn't it? If it comes from previous mind, then you believe there's continuation of the mind. And continuation of mind will prove the continuation of the life, isn't it? That's the point, So this is the affectionate love. Then we have to recognize this lifetime mom and visualize and think about how kindness of her. If you think your mom is so kind, she sacrificed for you mentally, physically, there's no question you will develop. You want to repay your kindness of mom. You want to remember the kindness of mom. No question, isn't it? It automatically comes. First, you have to recognize kindness of your present mom. Then you will remember the mother's kindness. Then you will repay the kindness, isn't it? So this is many masters say, first, if you visualize your present mom, very good. Then this will extend to your friend, and then enemy, and then father, all the beings. All the beings means when we meditate, it's through training, is a mind training, And sometimes then you see, when you see some, he or she is my mom, automatically feeling like that, then your first realization of this recognizing all beings a mother, right? So this is then you will develop affectionate love. Affectionate love is based on not discrimination, isn't it? Affectionate love is seeing, no matter who you are, seeing very beautiful, You see enemies very beautiful, strangers very beautiful, And of course relatives very beautiful. Very beautiful means you are looking from the reality. Reality means no matter who you are, high, low, rich, poor, doesn't matter who you are, everyone is suffering. They are suffering because they are dominated by these mental afflictions and karma. As long as mind is dominated by this mental affliction and karma, then no matter rich, poor, high, low, everyone is suffering. So then you're looking from the reality, isn't it? Then you will develop compassion, Compassion. Because you're not looking from the side of the ignorance. Side of ignorance is mistaken, So you're looking from on the basis of reality is true. Means then, so this kind of meditation is quite difficult, isn't it? In our society, mom and dad is holy object, no problem. We all do prostration for mom and dad, Mother and parents, they are just like our holy object. So everyone first, we used to do prostration to our mom and dad. So there's nothing, this, it depends on mental attitude, okay, depends on mental attitude. If you think your mom is negative, then you will never develop affectionate love from your mom, isn't it? What we call is mind training, isn't it? Mind training. I will give you one story. I have one classmate, same classmate. He is not that smart and very dumb, but he's not memorizing. We are playing together, very naughty, We used to play together, but he's not smart. He's not memorizing. Night time, every time his teacher very strict, always beat him, every day, It's almost like his whole body is, like bruised. And then I went to, he lives now in America, 2012, and I went, he invited me, he cooked me momo, I went there and he invited me. Then we have conversation. I told, do you like your teacher? Oh, yeah. He said, oh, did you remember how much he's beating? Oh, he said, he's very kind to me. So this is a mental attitude, But he still think, he said, I send money to my teacher, because he said, he give me all this education. He learned all these Buddhist texts from him. So he's looking for this. He never complained about this beating, But he said, I send money every year to my teacher, I support my teacher. But, and then he said, he's the kindest in my life, So quite amazing, isn't it? So all these are like mental attitude thinking, isn't it? So if your mental attitude think in different ways, it means like not looking from the one side, making your mind more flexible, open the mind. We used to say in Tibet, open the mind, open the heart, open the eyes, Open your eyes, open your mind, open your heart, If you close your eyes, you can't see anything. Close the mind, then blind it. Close the heart, then where is nobody like you, selfish attitude, so we used to say, open your eyes, open your mind, open your heart, then everything is good, isn't it? So it means that through meditation, will open your mind, isn't it? Meditation will open your mind, open your mind. So when we talk about opening our mind, means when you encounter with the problem, then this is challenging for you, right? Then your meditation, then if you use meditation like medicine, then you can minimize this problem, or you can cut the level of the problem. If the problem is very big, but you can minimize the problem. If the problem is very small, you will cut the problem. It depends on, so it's kind of like meditation. The Buddhist, somebody asked that, the professor Samdon Rinpoche is a very famous Tibetan, ex-prime minister, but very, very great scholar, somebody in France. He asked Rinpoche, why do we need meditation? And Rinpoche asked, why do you need food? So he said, we need food to maintain our body. So we need meditation to maintain our mind. So similarly, meditation is kind of like maintaining our mind, isn't it? Making our mind more skillful, more, how can I put, opening your mind, looking from different aspects, not looking from one side. It's kind of like make your mind more skillful, means you're looking from many different angles, isn't it? This is skillful means, right? So narrow mind is not a skillful mind, isn't it? Narrow mind is kind of like looking one side, So when you look one side, then everything appears to your mind very big, even small problem. Looking from the, reality, not looking from the ignorance. So making more even, isn't it? Okay, thank you.